You know, Darryl, there's two stories in the book that, I mean, this is full of stories about my career and the people along the way, and obviously you're a big part of it. People do not believe the one story, thank God I had Wayne Crawford verified in the book, that you ate 14 Harvey's hamburgers, a couple boxes of fries, and a shake from Toronto, and it was gobbled up before we even got to Hamilton. We were on our way to Niagara Falls. Can you verify this?
I can verify. I was a growing boy at that time.
Would you say, have you ever met anybody that can eat as much as you?
What was that?
Have you ever met anybody that can eat as much as you?
Um, I've come across a few characters, but I don't know if I've never sat down with anybody that's been able to outdo me, especially if I got a little bit of a growl going there. A couple of years ago, we were having a team meal up in Washington at Shula Steakhouse, and I banged back one of those 40-ounce steaks in about 7 minutes. And then I ate half my partner's steak, had a couple of desserts and an appetizer, and then proceeded to go back to the hotel and have a large pizza. So I've been known to swallow a lot of aggression in my life.
Hey, Dean, can you also tell the story about Wayne Crawford, who played for Burt Hamilton? When poor Red got chased down by Burt and a puck got slapped at him, that's another story people find it hard to believe.
Poor Wayne Crawford. He's always trying to get on the good side of Burt, and Burt, for some reason or whatever, he picked on him like he was a redheaded stepchild. No pun on redhead's red hair there, but poor Red, he took it a beating. And the one day we're in practice there, and Red was whirling around, and so was Burt, and puck just happened to go astray, and Wayne finally went up to Burt and said, "Burt," he said, "you don't like me that much." He said, "Why don't you just take me in the back?" He said, "Beat the hell out of me." He said, "Get it over with."
Yeah.
I don't think he was any more serious than that. I think Red would like to have taken that beating. I think just the mental games that Burt played with him, I think they really played on Red at the time. Red was a great guy. He was my roommate as well. We billeted together, and we had some great experiences. But watching Burt chase him around the ice, that was comical at times.
Darryl, last question. You're probably most well known as the guy that scored the big goal in that miracle comeback in Manchester. What do you remember going into that third period? Down, what were you, 5-1 to Edmonton?
5-0 actually.
5-0.
Yeah, 5-0 going to the third. We just finished playing the first two games in Edmonton. They finished 46 points ahead of us in the standings. And, we weren't supposed to be there. I mean, the only reason we got there because of the way the playoff system was at the time that one played for. And the Colorado Rockies that time, they were worse than we were. So, we got in by process of elimination there. And, we won the first game in Edmonton by a score of 10-8. And in that game, we were down 4-1 in the first period. And that game, that still stands as the most goals combined by two teams in a playoff game, 18 goals. The next night, Gretzky scores in overtime to beat us 3-2. And I think, everybody in Edmonton felt that, okay, we're on track now and away we go. And it was only a 5-game series, just a 3-5. So game 3 in LA, Edmonton jumps out to the 5-0 lead, and, they got the smirks on their face. And this is what everybody expected them to do, them to come out and just kind of lay a beating on us. And, I think our approach was, right from the coach on down, was, let's, this game, let's just take it shift by shift. Let's win this period, regardless of what the outcome of the game is. Let's try to win this period and build some momentum going into the next game. And I think that was the approach that we took. We were fortunate to score a goal just, about 2.5, 3 minutes in. Jay Wells scored on a goal from the point. At least we were on the board. The shutout was gone. We give our crowd a little something to cheer about. And then by the midway part of the period, we were down by a score of 5-2. So it was, not that it was, looking good, but it was respectable at that time. And there was a number of us that got those 10-minute misconducts for dancing around a fight and waltzing around. So I was one of those guys that went to the penalty box at 9:56 of the third period, and we were listening and watching the game on TV and listening to it in the locker room. And I think when it became 5-3, now there's a pretty good sense of belief that something could happen in this game. It was just a matter of was there going to be enough time?
Right.
And then Gary Younger took an unfortunate high sticking penalty against Dave Lewis. It was a major penalty, and that was going to put us on the power play for the remainder of the game. And we made it 5-4, and now really the clock was not running in our favor. It was winding down, and just remember listening to it in the locker room with Marcel Dion having the puck, and it just seemed like the clock, it just took forever to rattle off those last 20 or 30 seconds. But I think the persistence, paid off. And once we got the equalizer, the momentum we had going into the overtime period, and the support of the crowd, it was something that when this time of year comes around, it's just an unbelievable feeling. It was 28 years ago this past Saturday.
Wow.
That game came about, and getting on the ice in overtime, it was just a great experience. And just close the old peeper there and let it go, and put it up there where the peanut butter goes on the top shelf, and history for that one. But Edmonton battled back. They won the next game, and then we went into their building, both teams flying on the same plane, and we beat them 7-4 in the deciding game. So it was a great series and a great way to start off my NHL career.
Big D, I don't know if you can tell this story, but I hope you can and do it as clean as you can. We're running out of time here. I want to see if you can tell the story about Steve Larmer shoveling the shit.
What, the spoon?
Yeah.
Oh, God bless him. Poor Stevie boy there. He had the bad boiler going there when we got home, and he went into the restroom there, and unfortunately the pipes weren't working that well, and it kind of had a little bit of a backfire. So next thing you know, he's out in the kitchen there fishing around for some utensils, and I don't know what he's doing in there. I have really no idea what's going on, but next thing you know, he's picking up some stuff and some camel droppings and that in there, and he's putting them away on the side. And then I see him coming back in the kitchen, and he's ready to replace the utensils in the drawer. I'm just sitting there going, Charmer, you are not going to be doing that. So I had to make sure that I got rid of the utensils. Otherwise, the next few meals in that house weren't going to be too tasty.
No. Hey, Darryl Evans, you had the hardest shot that I ever saw. You're one of the best guys I've ever met. One of the funniest, if not the funniest guy. We had a lot of time. And one of the worst fishermen I ever met. But I want to tell you, we love you, and I want to thank you for being my guest. And good luck in the playoffs, my friend.
My pleasure, Stevie. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you again soon. You take care of yourself.
All right, brother.
All right.
Take care.